So hello, my name is Michelle Adams and I'm an instructor with Santa Ana College in their wellness department. The reason I am here today is to hopefully teach you how to grow your brain, and that is actually what yoga is about. So most of us think about yoga as stretching, and I can't touch my toes, so I don't want to do it. But yoga actually has the capacity to heal. I'm going to teach you in the lens of neuroscience. So I work with Dr. Joe Dispenza and HeartMath. Joe Dispenza, please Google. He's amazing and has meditations out there for you if you're looking for that. HeartMath is a group that is out of Northern Cal that has studied the heart more than any other organization, and the ability of the heart to affect the brain instead of the brain affecting the heart. So it's a two-way communication, but there's more nerves that fire from the heart to the brain than the other way around. So a little bit about me. I was telling Robert that I never had thought I would stand in front of a group like you. I was a commercial real estate appraiser for years. And the reason that I went a total 180 is because I became ill about 16 years ago and was on a path to heal myself. So the information that you're getting is truly, I think, the best of the best. I'm going to give you the tools so that you can go into any class, whether it's a gym class, whether you're working weights, and be able to make sure that you're not going to injure yourself, as well as how to regulate your autonomic nervous system. So for my first responders, the most important thing for you guys to learn is how to regulate your autonomic nervous system. So I'm going to teach you that today using a HeartMath tool. Okay, they call it the depletion to renewal grid. And I want you to think about your body as a battery, basically. Anything that affects your body, your emotions negatively, depletes that battery. Anything that's a renewing or regenerative emotion, we know actually boosts up your battery, okay? So recharges it. So I want you to think of this line it's representing your autonomic nervous system. So what's your autonomic nervous system? It's everything that you don't have to think about. So what runs your heart rate? What runs your hormones? When you eat a hamburger, it's what's allowing your pancreas to release the hormones to deal with that. You don't have to think about it and tell your pancreas to do it. Okay, so your autonomic nervous system, it has two components. We actually know it's three now, but I'll talk about the two that most of you have heard of. First is your fight or flight. That's your sympathetic nervous system. And then there's your parasympathetic, or your rest and digest. We typically want our students to be in parasympathetic about 80% of the time. If you're constantly in that fight or flight, that's where disease happens. So anything that raises your heart rate is going to be above this horizontal line. Anything that lowers the heart rate is going to be below it. Okay? So anything now that's on the left is releasing cortisol in your system. So that's what the C is. So anytime that you think of and if something happens to you, in other words, or think a negative thought, let's say you got in a fight with your spouse, that anger is going to raise your heart rate, and it's also going to dump cortisol in the system. So above the line could look like anger, okay? Could look like frustration if it's raising your heart rate. Could look like overwhelm. And that could be either above the line or below the line for you. It's different for each person, okay? Below the line looks more like sadness, okay? Boredom. So sad, bored are examples of that, okay? These are still depleting emotions. So when you're in that, on that left side of the grid, you're still depleting your battery. So if you ever noticed someone, or maybe you have a friend or a relative who is always on the left side of the grid, always sad, everything's bad, they've had a bad day, but perpetually. So what we know is that by the time you're 35, 95% of the thoughts that you're thinking are a program that you've had. So part of it is genetic, but 50% of it is actually based on your programming. And so we're working with 5% to change that. So my goal here is to teach you guys how to get into coherence. Anytime you experience any one of these, which we all do, how quickly can you shift? So the goal for firefighters and police officers as well, we have them hooked up to HeartMath technology. So for the police officers, it's underneath their vest. On a call, typically their most dangerous call is domestic violence. So if they hear that domestic violence call on the radio, their heart rate starts elevating. Before they learn the HeartMath tool, typically their heart rate remains elevated, doesn't go back to baseline for the entire day, okay? When we teach them how to get into coherence, they readily drop their heart rate once the danger is taken care of, because you want your sympathetic nervous system to ignite when you're scared. But teaching you guys how to get into that coherence is going to bring you back to baseline. It's going to increase your resilience to stress. So the reason that I work for the college is because of the fact that typically first responders have their longevity in their life is not as long as the average person, okay? I'm here to change that. That's my goal, is to teach you guys how to improve your heart rate variability, how to strengthen your vagus nerve and your vagal tone, and we'll talk about that in subsequent classes, or you guys can always email me and I'll give you the lowdown on that. But in our class, I want to make sure you actually get movement, okay? So what are some of the emotions then on the right side of the grid? So they would look like excitement, okay? Could look like courageous, pride, okay? And what about below? So these are elevated heart rate, yeah? Below might look like calm, content, or gratitude, okay? So this one's a big one, and you're going to see a lot of research on this one right here. So anytime that you think of something that you are grateful for, you're putting DHEA in your body. You're renewing your body. You're regenerating the body, okay? Anytime that you're angry or frustrated, you're doing the opposite, right? So these hormones are natural. You're going to get angry. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get sad. You're going to get bored, yeah? But how quickly can we shift you over to the right side? And the tools today are going to help you get there more quickly, all right? So I am going to teach you how to breathe first. You didn't know how to breathe, but I'm going to teach you how to breathe. And then we're going to move through a movement class. If at any point anything hurts, that's your guide to back off. Nothing should hurt. If you have a towel and you have problems with your knees, grab a towel so that you can have it by you, so you can place it under your knees, all right? So first, I'd like you to place your hands on your belly. With an exhale, you're going to draw your belly button to your spine. With an inhale, you're going to breathe in through your nose, expand the chest, rib cage, relax the belly. Exhale, draw the belly button to your spine. Middle fingers should touch, relaxing the rib cage, chest, breath comes out the nose. So try it, inhaling nose, chest, rib cage, relax the belly so middle fingers should no longer be touching. Exhale, use your core to draw your belly button to your spine, relax the rib cage, chest, breath comes out the nose. Doing that a couple more times while I turn on the music for you. See if you can breathe just like that. So your diaphragm is a dome. When you inhale, you have to push out the internal organs for the diaphragm to go down. For firefighters in particular, it is very important that the diaphragm goes all the way down and that you get that full exhalation, because most of the junk that occurs is in your lungs, yeah? Lungs are 6% or so of your waste removal system. So I want you guys to use them. Inhaling nose, chest, rib cage, relax the belly. Exhale, draw the belly button to the spine. Relax the rib cage, chest breath comes out the nose. So we're gonna add on now. As you inhale, you're relaxing the belly. Exhale, you wanna pretend like you're fogging up a mirror. Inhaling through the nose. Expand the chest, rib cage, relax the belly. On your exhale, you should hear the ocean in the back of the throat. Now I'd like you to try that with your mouth closed. So inhaling nose, chest, rib cage, relax the belly. Keep the mouth closed. Hear the ocean in the back of the throat. Some of my crews like it called Darth Vader breath. You can call it baby's breath. So see if you can stay with that. That is the breath you're going to use for the rest of class. So when you hear that sound in the back of the throat, you're turning on your parasympathetic nervous system. You're telling your body you're safe and to relax. So anytime you feel that anxiety, that fear coming up, if you use this breath, it's going to calm down your heart rate. Okay? It activates your vagus nerve and it's training your body. So everything that we do today is training your brain. It's creating new neural synapses in the brain. The more you practice that, it's going to create new neural networks in the brain. So even if you're predisposed to always be on the left side of that grid, and right now with the pandemic, I would argue the majority of us are on the left side of the grid, especially after you listen to the news. When you're there, can you learn how to get over to the right side of the grid? It's easy, it takes 2 minutes. We're gonna do it right now, okay? So you've got that breath. You're hearing the ocean in the back of the throat. If it's easy for you, I want you to try it on the inhale as well, a little more difficult. If it's not easy for you, just do it on the exhale. That's it. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to teach you how to get into coherence, and from here, the rest of the class will begin. Okay. So make your inhale a little slower and a little deeper than normal. I want you to make sure that you're rolling the shoulders down the back, chest is lifted. So we know just from posture alone is that 2 minutes folded forward puts that cortisol in the body, but it also lowers your testosterone levels. So 2 minutes alone via blood. 2 minutes standing up nice and tall reverses it completely. So every 2-3 hours is what I'm having my students have their phone ping them and practice this. Practice standing up nice and tall or sitting in your chair nice and tall. Elongate that breath. So try it with a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale, hearing the ocean in the back of the throat. Nice. Good. And from here, can you focus your awareness on your heart? Imagine the breath is coming in and out through the heart space. So you can keep your eyes open. It works very well with eyes open, or you can close your eyes if that's more comfortable. Good. Now call to mind a renewing emotion. Could be a memory that you've had where you felt gratitude, where you felt joy. Get that image in the mind. Breathing in and out through the heart. So now you're releasing those happy hormones in the body. Just like that. If you'd like, and you can imagine it spreading through the cells of your body, renewing them. What we know is this is improving your immune system. Okay. All right, so rest of class. So the breath you're using the whole time, if you can keep your mind focused while you're moving on that gratitude or renewing emotion, courage, pride, contentment, try that. But most important is the breath. Don't lose the breath, don't lose the sound. If you lose the breath, back off. That's your body's guide that you're working too hard. So my goal today is to really challenge you. I'm going to challenge you with balance. So I'm challenging mentally. I'm going to challenge you physically. And I'm going to stretch you, because some of those, and some of you, that's actually harder than the physical. All right. So at the end of it, goal is to remain in coherence, to be in that space of gratitude after the whole thing. So we're training your brain today. You didn't know you were coming in for mind training. All right, so you're going to come up onto your toes. You're going to inhale your arms halfway up, pause, continue the inhale and go all the way up. Exhale, lower down, lowering the heels to the floor. Kind of pause at about halfway. Continue lowering the heels to the earth all the way down, coming back to rest. Notice the shoulders. Can you relax them down the back? Inhaling, coming halfway up. Good. Continuing all the way up. Exhaling, coming halfway. Continue all the way. Nice. This time we're going to hold. Inhale, come halfway. Continue all the way and stay up here and hold. Breathe. Notice the balance. So we're going to work those calves before we stretch them. Okay. See if you can come up a little higher. Notice the breath. Have you forgotten it? Inhaling for maybe 4 or 5 if you can. Exhaling for at least that. So make your exhale longer. Good. You're going to inhale. You're going to lift a little bit higher. Nice, and exhale, lower down. Coming back to the beginning. Good, I want you to shake it out. So besides the breath, the most important thing I can teach you is to massage your joints every day. So move them, because without that movement, the only way that they stay lubricated is through movement. If you don't move them, you lose them, and that is where those injuries occur, especially for my first responders in the shoulders and hips, okay? So you're gonna inhale, look up. Exhale, chin tucks to chest. I want you to feel into the neck. See if you can make your exhale twice as long as you inhale and looking up. Exhale as you look down. Good. You're going to inhale, bringing that right ear to the right shoulder. And keep your eyes closed if it's comfortable. Exhale, chin tucks to chest. And you're going to inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Good. Exhale, chin to chest. This time, inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Bring that left arm out to the side so my palms face down, yeah? And then I'm going to place my palm up and see what that does. Bend the elbow slightly. If you straighten the elbow and you're noticing that there's tingling in the fingers, you're stretching the nerve. We don't want you to do that. You're going to back off slightly. And then you can massage in the neck, leaning forward and back with the head. Notice what that does. Nice. Good. Lower the arm, chin tucks to chest. Exhale here. Inhale this time, left ear to left shoulder. Breathe here, notice any tension. Extending that right arm out to the side, palm faced up. Good. Now can you massage forward and back the neck? Getting into the scalenes, maybe even we call it the SCM, your sternocleidomastoid, that big strappy muscle in the neck that turns the head. Good, chin tucks to chest. Now you can make full neck circles if you do not have neck issues. If you do have neck issues, you're just going to go from side to side like we did before, okay? Exhale as chin tucks to chest. Inhale to the side. So it's your choice. If you're making full neck circles, do one more round. Good. Exhaling chin to chest. So once again, if you did full neck circles, you're going to go in the opposite direction. Can you still hear the ocean in the back of the throat? Is your belly relaxed on an inhale? Are you using your core to draw that belly button to your spine on your exhale? Good. Last time here. Chin tucks to chest. Inhale as you look up. Exhale as you look down. Good. Going from side to side a little bit. Make sure the neck feels even between the sides. On your next inhale, bringing your head up. Get the breath back, okay? This time I want you to make sure that your exhale is twice as long as your inhale. You're going to inhale, bringing that left arm up and over your head. Exhale, bring it back around you. Good. Continue like that 2 more times. So typically we lose the ability to do this by the time we're 50 if we don't practice it, okay? So you're inhaling, that left arm is up. Last time, exhale is twice as long as you bring it down. Nice. Now I want you to notice the difference between the right and the left side. Close your eyes, go in. Can you feel the side that you've worked? Nice. And then you're going to inhale. This time the right arm comes up. Exhale, circle it back around. You're going to do that 2 more times. So close your eyes, go inside. Make that exhale twice as long. So you're going to find those tweaky spots on the shoulder. Some of you have tight pecs, so I want you to feel here. Exhale is twice as long, hearing the ocean in the back of the throat. Nice. Hands on your heart, because when your hands are here, it can just be your fingers. That's where your awareness goes. Any place that you place your fingers on in the body, that's where your awareness will go. So hand on the heart. Imagine the breath coming in and out through here, hearing the ocean in the back of the throat. Get back into that coherent state. So when I come out to the stations, I actually hook you guys up to technology that's called the M-Wave Pro. It's from HeartMath, so that we can tell your heart rate variability, and so we can get your baseline and then we can train it. So we know that the more variability you have in the heart rate, the more resilient you are to stress. So that means that when you get that call that's a hairy one, how quickly your heart sets back to its baseline. Some of you are operating as if you're being chased by that lion all day long, and so your body's not adjusting. So that's the training. So learn here, okay? Moving on, you're going to inhale your arms up and overhead. You have a relaxed belly. Exhale, fold forward. Your chin's tucking to your chest. Bend your knees so you take your hamstrings out of it a little bit. Chin tucks to chest. Inhale, you're going to come halfway up. You've got a flat back. Exhale, you're going to squat down any amount, reaching for the floor if you can. Good. Inhale, flat back, come halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, chin tucks to chest. You're going to inhale, your arms are going to come out to the side and all the way up. Keep your eyes closed and have your finger pads touch one another. So you're working on your proprioception here, where you are in space. Exhale, your hands come to your heart. Breathe here. Feel. Nice. So now we're going to do it with a long exhale. I want your exhale to be twice as long as that inhale. So notice how long your inhale is. Good. Now your exhale, make it twice as long. Practicing that renewing emotion. How does it feel as you inhale, your arms up and overhead? As you exhale, you're folding forward, making that twice as long. When you're ready to inhale, you're coming flat back, halfway up. When you're ready to exhale, it's twice as long. You're squatting down. Nice. When you're ready to inhale again, you're coming flat back. So really working your trunk extension, your low back here. Exhale, forward fold, chin tucks to chest. Can you hang out here for a little bit? Nod your head and shake it. Maybe bend one knee at a time so you're feeling into the opposite hamstring. Straighten both knees. Inhale as you come all the way up. This time arms are straight overhead. So really working the upper back. Exhale, hands down by your sides. So we're going to do it one more time, but only on the exhale, okay? So exhale's twice as long. You're really going to feel it work. The body, I want you to make sure that you can hear the ocean in the back of the throat. As you're ready, your inhale is going to come up. Your inhale is going to come in, and you're going to exhale, lift your hands overhead. Exhale's twice as long as that inhale. Take an inhale here. Exhale, you're folding forward, hinging at the hips, so you have a flat back for as long as you can go. All the way down to the earth. Bending the knees if you need to, chin tucks to chest. Take your inhale here. Exhaling twice as long as you come flat back, halfway up. Good. Take your inhale here. Exhale, squatting down any amount. Super slowly, notice the breath. Take an inhale here. Exhale, flat back, come halfway up. Good. Inhaling here. Exhale, forward fold, chin tucks to chest. Can you grab opposite elbows? Chin still tucked and rock from side to side. If you bounce as well, you're improving your lymph and your circulation. Good. This helps with your balance. So rocking every day helps your vestibular system. And then come back to just a neutral space. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, lower the hands to the earth. Inhale, your arms come out to the side and all the way up. Finger pads are touching one another. Exhale, hands to heart. Breathe. Nice. Now I'm going to teach you what we call tactical breath, right? So some of you have heard of it as box breath. The military, we use the term called tactical breath. You're going to inhale for the count of 3 or 4. Hold the breath at the top for 3 or 4. Exhale for 3 or 4. Pause the breath at the bottom for 3 or 4. Try that. So if 3 is most comfortable for you, do an inhale of 3. Pausing the breath at the top. Exhaling for 3. Pause the breath at the bottom. So some of the doctors are actually teaching this for COVID patients. Inhaling one more time. So it's called tactical breath. This is the breath that you use when you've gotten that call, especially in the middle of the night. You want your brain to come online when you've been woken up out of a dead sleep. This is the breath. But I would argue every time that you're going to the truck, you're using this breath. Okay? All right, so tactical breath. We're going to try it. You're going to bring your left foot forward, your right foot back. Your right foot's turned at about a 45-degree angle. Okay? On an inhale, your arms are going to come out to the side. You have a relaxed belly. This time, just make your exhale long. We're not going to practice the tactical breath yet. Exhale, forward fold, chin tucks to chest. Good. Inhale, you're coming back, bending that front knee. So the wider your stance, the more you're working not only the quad, but I really want you to feel it in that right hip flexor. So that's where I want you to feel it. So some of you will feel it this way with the foot down. Some of you might even be able to feel it more with that back toe up. Okay? So your choice. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Forward fold, reaching for the floor. This last time you're going to hold the pose. So bring that heel back to the floor. And now tactical breath. So inhale, you're hearing the ocean. Pause the breath at the top. Exhale, can you hear the ocean? Pause the breath at the bottom. Continue on your own for 2 more breaths just like that. Your shirt should be moving in and out with each breath. When you exhale, can you really draw that belly button to the spine? When you do so, you're going to feel it even deeper in that hip flexor. Okay. When you finish that second breath, you're going to straighten that front leg and fold forward. Chin tucks to chest. So getting that hamstring, you can either reach for your thigh, not on the knee, your shin, or the floor, your choice. Notice where you feel it here. Most of you will feel it on that left hamstring. If it's too intense, bend the left knee slightly. Chin tucks to chest, and I want you to play with this. Most of us hang on to our neck, so notice the stretch when your neck is lifted. And now tucking that chin to the chest. Now notice. Can you place your tongue on the roof of the mouth like you're saying the letter N? That creates a Mona Lisa smile. And when you do that, your body is releasing endorphins. So your body doesn't know the difference between whether you're happy or whether you're just creating a smile intentionally. It still releases the same hormones. So we have depressed teenagers do their homework with a pencil between their teeth to elicit this. When you're ready, you're going to inhale, coming back to that warrior. Breathe here. From this space with balance, can you lift that right leg up, arms out to the side? Exhale, you're going to cross that right arm over the left. Give yourself a hug or a pat on the back. Good. With balance, can you hear the ocean in the back of the throat? Do that tactical breath. Inhaling, pausing the breath at the top. Exhale, left arm crosses over. Holding the breath at the bottom. Holding it out. All right, shake it out. Good. You're going to change sides. So this time, right foot's forward, left foot's back. Same thing. All right. So you're going to inhale, coming to that warrior pose. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Make your exhale longer than your inhale as you reach for your thigh, your shin, or the floor. Inhale, you're coming back to your warrior. You have a relaxed belly. Exhale, straighten that front leg and you're folding forward. Chin tucks to chest. Squaring off the hips, okay? So really pulling that right hip back. You're going to feel it more in the hamstring. Last time, you're going to inhale, hold that warrior pose. And once again, if you want more of a psoas stretch on that left side, you might want to come off the heel. Turn the leg face forward. Widen the stance. So most low back injuries with my first responders are from tight hip flexors or a tight piriformis. It can be either. So we're going to work on really stretching your hip flexor today. Tactical breath. Inhaling for 3 or 4. Pause the breath at the top, the same amount. Exhale for 3 or 4. Pause the breath at the bottom. Doing that again. When you're ready, inhale, lower that heel to the floor if it was lifted. Exhale, fold forward. Chin tucks to chest. Now just create a long exhalation. So you want the body to relax in a stretch. So a long exhale is what does that. When you inhale, it's a sympathetic nervous system response. When you're exhaling, you're engaging your parasympathetic nervous system. When you stretch, we want you to engage that parasympathetic nervous system so the body knows to let go, to relax. If you're in sympathetic response, the body will not stretch because it's going to protect you. One more big belly breath here, nodding the head and shaking it. Inhaling, you're coming back to your warrior. Exhale everything out. Now with balance, notice the breath. Inhale, arms come out to the side as you lift that left leg off the floor. Exhale, left arm crosses over the right. Now try it with tactical breath. You're going to inhale, your arms out to the side. Pause the breath at the top. Exhale, this time right arm crosses over. Good, pause the breath at the bottom. Nice, and shake it out. Okay, so this is my favorite one to teach you. Works right and left hemispheres of the brain. We have students do it before they take exams. I have my firefighters using it before they take the captain's test, typically always. So you go into the bathroom and you do it. It's really easy. So remember, once again, circling the joints. If you get nothing out of class today, it's circling those joints. So you're gonna externally rotate that right ankle. Good. And then internally rotate it. Notice what's going on with the breath. Can you do it with a long exhale here in the ocean in the back of the throat? Externally rotate that ankle, bringing that left wrist on board now, externally rotating it. Long exhale as you bring that leg out to the side and the arm comes up. Good. And then internally rotate now, coming back to the start. Good. And shake it out. So we're going to do the other side. We're going to do this side with tactical breath, and I want you to get into coherence because most of you have probably already forgotten that when we added the balance in. So get into coherence. What does that look like for you? At least an inhale of 4. Pause the breath at the top if you're doing it with box breath or tactical breath. Exhale. Call to mind that regenerative, renewing feeling as we start with that left ankle, externally rotating it. Good tactical breath, and can you hear the ocean in the back of the throat as you internally rotate? Good. You're going to add in that right wrist as you externally rotate. Good. Tactical breath as your arm comes up and your leg goes out to the side. Nice. And then coming back to center. Good. So I challenge you to practice that one daily. That one is so good for your brain. All right, coming down to hands and knees. So if you have knee issues, you might want to place a towel underneath your knees. Okay? So coming to all fours, I want you to make sure your wrists and your shoulders are in line with one another, and I want to make sure that you're not hyperextending those elbows. So bend the elbows slightly so you can feel the muscles working, you're not hanging out on the joints, okay? This is your inhale. On your exhale, you're tucking your tail and moving your glutes to your heels. Hearing the ocean in the back of the throat as you inhale to all fours. Exhale, tuck the tail and sit back on your heels. Child's pose. Notice where you feel this. Now inhale to all fours. That was low back. Widen your knees so your toes are towards one another. And now exhale, sit back towards the heels. This is hips. Inhaling, coming back to all fours. Exhale, sit back towards your heels. Child's pose. So I want you to determine what your body needs as you inhale, coming back to center. Do you need a low back? Your knees are closer together. If you want more hip, your knees are wide apart. So you choose what your body needs. And exhale, sit back towards your heels for child's pose. Breathe. Can you be in coherence here? Long exhale. Hearing the ocean in the back of the throat. When you're ready, you're going to walk your hands over to the left, stretching in the right side of the body. So if that feels good, stay here. If you want even more, you can lower your hips a little bit over to the right and get a deeper stretch in. Can you focus your breath on the heart? Can you feel it expanding with your inhalation? Can you call to mind that renewing emotion and really charge your battery? Really boost your immune system. Nice. And first, come back to center and walk your hands out in front of you. Breathe here and see if you can tell the difference between the right and the left side. Walking your hands over now to the right so you can stretch the left side of the body. Same thing, relax the head, relax the neck. Can you lower now your hips over to the left? Just a little bit, make sure it doesn't hurt your low back. Relax the head, neck. Breathe. Hearing the ocean in the back of the throat. As you inhale, can you feel your belly pushing against your thighs? As you exhale, can you feel more space created there? On your next inhale, you're going to come back to center. Breathe here. One more inhale to come back to all fours. As you exhale, you're going to tuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky. We call this downward dog. You're going to bend one knee at a time, pushing the floor away. Chin is tucked towards the chest, and I want you to feel an arch in the upper back. So as you inhale, I'm going to pull you into plank pose, which is top of a push-up. I want you to make sure that your shoulders and your wrists are in line with one another. Do not move your hands or your feet. So walk your hands out enough so that shoulders and wrists are in line. And then now move back into that downward dog position one more time. Chin tucks to chest, and you're going to bend your knee one at a time, stretching out your calves. Some of you will feel it in your hamstrings more. Some of you will feel it in your calves. Good. We're going to move through this dynamically, maybe pushing both heels towards the floor. I want you to feel it in the upper back. Tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Long exhale. On your next inhale, you're coming back to all fours. Use your core to lower your knees to the earth. And then exhale, sit back towards your heels. Child's pose. So you're going to do it one more time. Inhaling to all fours. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky for downward dog. Holding the pose here. One big belly breath. And then on your next inhale, you're going to come back to almost all fours, but you're going to keep your knees about 1 centimeter off the floor and breathe. Bending the elbows slightly, I want you to work your core. Can you do tactical breath here? Inhaling for 3 or 4. Pausing the breath at the top for 3 or 4. Exhaling for 3 or 4. Pausing the breath out. Doing that one more time for me. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, you're going to lower your knees to the earth. Child's pose. Notice the breath. Can you have a long exhale here? Release the forehead to the floor. Inhaling to all fours. Bringing that left foot between your palms. I want you to get into a deeper psoas stretch, okay? So once again, this is the view. Knee and ankle are in line with each other. You're going to inhale and you're going to back off slightly. Exhale, come deeper into the pose. I want you to feel it on your right hip flexor. Inhale, you're backing off. Exhaling, you're coming deeper in. So you're going to do that one more time. Good. And then hold here for a few breaths. You have the long exhale. If you want more work, you're going to bring that right arm up. If you want even more work, both arms can come up. Just breathe here for another breath. And then lower your hands to the earth. Sit back on that back heel. Point and flex the front foot, getting a little deeper into the calf, into the hamstring, shin tucks to chest. We're going to switch sides. You're going to inhale, coming back to that lunge. Exhale, tuck your back toe for your downward dog. Nice. Inhale back to all fours. Bringing that right foot between the hands. Moving in and out for just a breath or two. So knee and ankle are in line with each other. Inhale, you're backing off. Exhale, you're coming deeper in. So making sure that the knee does not come over the ankle. You're walking that heel out. Inhale, you're backing off. Exhale, you're coming deeper in. Maybe one more time, just like that. Inhale, you're lifting if you want more work. And if you still want more work, you're lifting both arms up overhead and breathing. Notice the breath. Do you have that long exhale? Where is the mind? Are you training it to be on the right side of the grid? You have a big belly breath here. Exhale, lower the arms, hands to the earth, sit back towards your heel, point and flex that front foot. If it's comfortable for you, you can hold the foot flexed, working that chest towards the thigh, and breathe. Nice. Inhale, coming back to that lunge. Exhale one more time. Off. Bending one knee at a time. Good. Coming back to both heels on the floor. You're going to inhale to plank pose, top of a push-up, and exhale, lower your body to the earth. One time, you're just going to lift your head up off the floor. Exhale, lower your forehead back to the floor. Last time, just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Roll over onto your back and you're going to come lying down. So knees are into your chest, and this, I'm going to move my microphone. This is the same thing that we did with child's pose. This is what you do before you get out of bed anytime, but especially in the middle of the night if you get a call. So exhale, knees are hugged into the chest. Inhale, you're pushing your knees away. Exhale, knees into chest. So my students tell me it takes about 20 seconds, if that, to do this, all right? And then lastly, I'm gonna have you inhale, bring your feet to the sky, arms overhead. So if any of you have issues sleeping, this is the pose you do. You're going to breathe here. Long exhalation. And I'm going to have you do the extended exhalation technique. And what that looks like is you're going to inhale for 3 or 4. Exhale that same amount. So let's say it was 4. Exhaling 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5. Next breath, inhale 4, exhale 6. You're going to go to your maximum exhalation. When you reach that maximum, you're just going to hug your knees back into your chest and rock from side to side. So while you're doing this breath, I'm going to talk to you. We teach you that it's very important to exercise your heart. But most of you don't understand, and you've not been taught that it's equally important to relax your heart. When your legs are lifted like this, your heart is working the least that it ever will. Because the fact, even when you're lying down, your legs are extended, the heart has to push the blood all the way to the feet. When your legs are lifted, gravity's helping the heart, okay? So you're helping the venous return of the blood here. Last big belly breath, finishing up that extended exhalation technique. Hugging your knees into your chest, maybe rocking from side to side, making circles with the knees, and in the opposite direction. So you're going to relax along the floor while I talk you through. It's called an autogenics training. In the East, it's similar to a yoga nidra. And when you do this type of relaxation for a full 45-minute session, it replaces 4 hours of that deep delta sleep. So I'm only going to give you a few minutes here to really regulate your autonomic nervous system, but just know that that's something that you can look up. So you remain lying down. And now I'd like you to relax the breath completely. Don't control it in any way. Relax your shoulders to the earth. Your palms are faced up or down, whatever's comfortable with you. Legs are extended along the floor, maybe a little wider than your hips. And when you're ready, you're going to focus on your right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, whole right arm or right hand. I want you to feel it. And now relax it. Tension released into the earth. As your awareness moves to your right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, whole right arm, feel it. And now relax it as your tension is released into the earth. Focus on your left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, whole left hand, feel it, and relax it. Tension released into the earth, moving that awareness to your left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, whole left arm, feel it, and now relax it, releasing the tension into the earth. Awareness moves to your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, whole right foot, feel it, and now relax it. Tension released into the earth as your awareness moves to your right ankle, shin, calf, knee, thigh, hip, whole right leg, feeling it. Now relax it. Awareness moves to your left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, whole left foot, feel it, and relax it. Awareness moving to your left ankle, shin, calf, knee, thigh, hip, whole left leg, feel it. And now relax it. Awareness moves to your pelvis, inside the pelvis as you relax it. Awareness moves to your lower abdominals, low back, relaxing them. Mid-abdominals, mid-back, internal organs, all relaxing. Move your awareness to your chest. See if you can detect your heart's beat. Awareness moves to the upper back. Feel your whole chest relax. And can you expand your focus beyond your chest out into the room? Creating new neural synapses in the brain. Bringing your awareness back into the chest area, relaxing it as you move your awareness to your neck. Feel into the neck as it relaxes. Right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, upper lip, lower lip, jaw. Feel into the jaw, the face as it relaxes, whole head. Feel the head and focus on the brain inside behind the eyes. Look up with your eyes closed. Feel into this part of the brain. And now can you expand your awareness out into the room? From this space, from this expanded awareness, ask yourself, what is the greatest expression of myself that I can be in this moment? And as the answer pops into the head, bring your awareness back into the brain and relax it. Bring your awareness above your head now, imagining a white light, liquid light moving into the body, cleaning up anything that's left over that no longer serves you, as if a waterfall of white light is washing through your body, making its way out your hands and out through your feet. Beautiful. And now begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, starting to wake your body up. Maybe adjusting your head from side to side. Maybe drawing one knee at a time into the chest, or both knees. Maybe rocking from side to side. Do what feels good before you roll over to your right side in a fetal position. Once again, getting back to that state of coherence. Lengthening the breath, focusing on the heart, calling to mind the feeling of joy, of gratitude. And with the aid of your hands, you're going to move to a seated position, making sure that the shoulders are relaxed. Placing your hands at your heart. You can either do it in prayer position or one hand over the other. I thank you for sharing your class with me today. I hope you have a beautiful, safe, and blessed rest of your day. In yoga, we say namaste, which means the light in me sees the light in you. So I appreciate the light that walks through each of you. Namaste.